Okay, so today we're talking about 24 ideas for your car lover, petrol head, automotive enthusiast.
Bring the bass line back around again.
These are presents, gifts that I've either had myself or I think are really good ideas. They're not sponsored by anyone. I'll try and put links. Some of them may be affiliate links, but they're just useful to give you pointers to further ideas around these ideas, I guess. The list is based on, early in the list is they should be really impactful. I really appreciated bang for the buck gifts, and then towards the end they are for people that maybe have been doing a bit of work on their car and a bit of work, they're quite experienced at working on their car, so more sort of niche, sort of mechanical gifts for them. So let's get into it, I guess. Track day experience. Oof. So they come in many different guises. Mine was a Ford supercar experience. I really loved it. It was brilliant. I drove a Audi R8, Nissan GTR, Ferrari 430, a Lamborghini Gallardo, and yeah, that was it. That's four. I got to choose those out of a set, and yeah, it was brilliant. I'd been reading about supercars for years, never really driven one, and never really driven anything above 3.5 litres capacity, so to drive a proper V8 was pretty cool. The only negative thing I'd say, or thing to watch out for, is the person who gets it might end up spending exactly the same amount again in extra options, which I would have sort of expected as part of the package. But things like sort of insurance, so that you only have to pay £50 excess. So like video package costs quite a bit, and like a introductory lap around the track with a pro. Yeah, I'm going to do a review on my track day, so watch this channel or subscribe to this channel to see that review, and you'll get my candid experience of my track day. So car posters, wall art. Can you get enough car posters? Not really. Yeah, there are loads of car posters. There's loads of really cool car art around. So yeah, buy some of that. Always appreciated, I think, either for the garage or the house. Here I've got one of my pieces of photographic art. Also here is a picture that was a gift to me on 9/11s. It's like the evolution of the 911, and you can get like similar posters for lots of different cars. So for whatever your enthusiast is enthusiastic about. Large letters or neon signs for the garage. If you have a garage, or they have a garage, that is a really cool present. I don't know, there's just something cool about it. It makes the garage a nice place to be. And yeah, you can get lots of neon signs and letters. I was given some metal Porsche letters, which I'm going to make something cool for my garage out of those. So it can be a bit of a project for someone, but if they're into sort of tinkering in their garage, then that's quite a good thing anyway. Special accessories for their car. So for example, I bought someone else actually a Porsche umbrella. This is a little slot in 911 specifically for, and the right size for a Porsche umbrella. Lots of people don't have that when they get the car, or they've lost it. So that is another idea of a specific accessory, and you can just go to the sort of car maker's website and look for those sort of specific accessories, and I suspect you can get some. Car magazine subscription. that is a really cool one. I found I was buying Top Gear, almost every month anyway, and to have a subscription is a really cool gift. Get a good introductory deal, but a lot cheaper. So you can get like a year's worth of subscription, and then they can choose whether to carry on or not. Car key rings, they wear out a lot quicker than you might think. They're in pockets with other keys. They kind of show their wear quite quickly, and yeah, this is the picture. You can see a Porsche key ring, an old one, this is the new one, and they're quite different. I recommend that you go straight to the garage first before looking elsewhere, because often they'll be cheaper than other places. Markets, online shops will just add extra on, because sometimes they're actually a bit cheaper than maybe you thought they were direct from the manufacturer. Car photography package, that is a really cool one if they love their car, and I definitely recommend getting a proper photographer to do it. It may be more expensive, but you'll get the results that they want. Yeah, it's really about the photographer and not the camera. So if you get your mate Jeff, who's just had or just got himself a really expensive camera, isn't necessarily going to get you the results you want, or the results they want. So I do recommend getting a proper photographer to do it. If you're in the east of England, Essex, Cambridgeshire, that sort of area, then maybe I'll come and do it for you. Yeah, you can contact me. Here's a couple of my favourite images here. One of them's a static shot and one of them's a panning shot. Retro clothing is a cool one. Love having gifts of retro clothing. I have sort of Adidas tops that remind me of like old days Adidas tops. There are other brands. Obviously, when people get to a certain age, they often sort of develop a nostalgia for certain periods of their lives, and that can also be related maybe to their parents who may not be here anymore. Yeah, some sort of retro clothing, jacket, tracksuit top, something like that is really cool. Obviously you can get sort of car branded stuff as well. Now we're going on to people that like to tinker or get intimate with their cars. If they start changing their own brakes, for instance, or more, then some of these gifts can be useful. One of them would be an LED light, not particularly expensive. You plug it in, it can be really bright and it will illuminate the car, whether it's in a garage or even outside. It's still quite dark when you get under a car or in the engine bay, so having a bright light. So you can have ones you plug in, or you can get sort of handy ones that have magnets and they can sort of chuck on the side, or on metal bits to hold them. A workshop creeper is a thing. It's like a little bed on wheels. You go underneath the car, lie down underneath the car, so that can be a good present if they've been working on cars for a while but don't have one. It's really useful and makes it a lot easier to scoot around underneath the car. To go with that sort of present is, as you say, on Workshop Creeper I have a video on that, so you can go to my channel and have a look at a specific Workshop Creeper. I'll leave a link somewhere. Car stands. Car stands, you need car stands if you're going to work safely under a car, and there are lots of different size car stands for sports cars up to large 4x4 vehicles, and they range in price. So if you've got lots of money, you can buy them a lift. A lift is a really cool present. To go in their garage, I have a lift, is really, really cool. It makes working on my car a lot easier, and I really am very glad I have a lift. They are expensive to begin with, but they often have good resale value, so it's not a bad idea to get a lift. I've got a video about lifts for your car garage as well, so if you want to go and look at that. Failing a lift, you could buy a large trolley jack. So instead of the normal ones that people have, where you sort of lift one side of the car up and then go and lift the other side of the car up, you can have ones that are large that you can put up into the front or the back of the car at proper jacking points. There's like a solid point that you should be able to find out from the internet, and then just lift the car in one go with a jack, and then slip those stands under the other jacking points. A tool trolley. It's very useful if you've got a job to do, you know what sort of tools you need, or they're listed in your handbook. You can put the tools on the trolley, wheel your trolley over to the car and start working on it, and they're all to hand. That's really cool. Or it can just be a general dumping ground in your garage, which mine can be sometimes. You go backwards and forwards to their tool chest. Which leads me on to the other suggestion, which is a tools chest. Tools chest, you get them in most places, car places. They're large metal chests. They help people organise their tools. You can get inserts that allow them to be organised in sort of size, like spanner sizes, and you can have different drawers for spanners or screwdrivers. It really helps you organise, because garages can get really, really cluttered. Really, I have to keep tidying my garage. Impact drivers, very cool present. They're basically like a drill, except they have a sort of juddery thing that goes on with a lot of torque, so a lot of force, and they're really good for removing stubborn bolts and nuts. You can get air-driven ones if your person has an air compressor for the garage already, or if they haven't, then you can just get electric, battery-powered ones with rechargeable packs. They're failing an impact driver. A cheaper option is a breaker bar, which is a very long bar, and so it gives you a massive amount of leverage, and therefore you can use that to remove stubborn bolts and nuts and fasteners. Socket sets. Sockets are always useful. If they have a large socket set, you might want to get them a small socket set. So the large one would be like 1/2 inch set, but it's often that they're too big to get into smaller spaces in the engine bay. So a smaller socket set of a 1/4 inch with a 1/4 inch attachment is a really good idea, or vice versa. And you can never have too many sockets, because you lose them, or you need two to undo both sides of the fastener, not on this side and not on the other side, to keep it still, or socket to keep it still. And then, so socket sets, great things. Mirrors and magnets are, you can buy a set that has a mirror and on the end of a stick, and on a telescopic stick, and a magnet that is on the end of a telescopic stick, and various sort of things in the set like that. But those are the two main things you use. So the mirror, so you can see in dark and hard to reach places, where you can't sort of lean to the back of the engine, and a magnet is used if you drop something down in the engine which you don't really want rattling around and you can't get your hands in there. Then one of those telescopic magnets is really handy.
We'll be chilling and having a good time.
Related to that, the next one is Endoscope. You can get an endoscope that attaches to your phone for like £15 to £30, I think, and they will. You can see what you're doing. I've also got a video where I used an endoscope if you're interested in learning more. It's called like how I removed the third bolt from my air compressor, which I couldn't see at all. And I used an endoscope for that. It's a pretty inexpensive thing compared to what you might think. So for those people that do have a lot of tools already, there's Pro Tools that can be a really good idea. Pro Tools, maybe you have normal screwdrivers, and then Pro Tool will be like a really long screwdriver with a magnetic end. So longer, abnormally long tools can be useful for working on a car and make certain jobs a lot easier.
having a good
I think the second to last one is a pipe wrench or pipe spanner. Really useful for hydraulic lines, oil lines, or fuel lines where you don't. So if you get a pipe spanner set, they have like an end that goes. They're a bit more rounded at the end than a normal spanner, so that you're less likely to round off the nut because they cover more of the nut, but they have a gap so you can put the spanner through the line. They're really useful.
now this Christmas.
So a torque wrench is a great gift for when they're trying to put bits of the car back together. It allows them to tighten things to the right force, the right torque. So these often have an old-fashioned analog dial or a digital readout that when they apply the pressure, it'll tell them by beeping or clicking when they've reached the right torque in nanometers on the fastener.
But this year,
Last but not least, if all these other tools have failed to grip your fastener, then you can get Molegrips, which are a last resort but can be a lifesaver and help you grip things that you need to pull around or twist or turn. They're also called self-grip pliers, I think. Okay, so I hope some of those suggestions are useful to you or have given you new ideas. If you have other ideas, please comment below. And please like and subscribe. That'd be really cool for me. Thank you very much. I really do hope it's useful, and I hope you have a great Christmas, or the person has a great birthday, if that's what you're watching this video for. Thank you very much. Bye. Are you going to move so I can do what I'm trying to do? No? Yeah?